Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about Madhubani paintings and how to do Madhubani painting digitally. So this is my latest painting that I did for Karwa Chauth. Happy Karwa Chauth for anyone who is celebrating Karwa Chauth. And this is a pretty advanced artwork that I have done, but I wanted to basically focus today on how to do these tiny intricate motifs and designs that go on Madhubani artwork. So Madhubani is pretty much a very Indian folk art which includes a lot of designs and details, and it is very detail intrinsic. The more the detail, the better the artwork. So that's pretty much how it is. And this is a contemporary form of take on Madhubani. And if you look at her clothes closely, there are so many designs and motifs that I have used to basically enhance the picture and then show the grandness of the clothes basically. So for this artwork, I have used stamps for these motifs, and I'm going to walk you through how to create a stamp so that creating these designs on the artwork is much simpler. You don't have to worry about spending too much time creating each of these motifs or drawing out each of these motifs, and this will give you more time to focus on the face and the other aspects of the painting. So that's what we'll be talking about in this video. Now let's get started with how to do the digital artwork on Procreate, primarily the stamps. I use Procreate. That's where I do most of my artwork. As you can see, this is like there are so many artworks here. Let's now pick a canvas. A 12 by 12 is what I'm going to do, the plus sign, and then I'm going to pick the 12 by 12 canvas, and now I have a blank canvas right here. And to create a stamp, you choose, I generally go with black color, and I use the calligraphy pen monoline for this purpose. And then I like it thick and nice, so I am going to increase my brush size and to 100%, and then I start drawing the stamp. Here I'm going to do a very simple flower motif for Madhubani, and like this, and then that's not a right shape. I want a circle. I change it to circle, and then I draw out the petal. That. If you want a more thicker outline or a double border, you can go around it one more time and then add a double border to your stamp. Like that. Pretty happy with the shape right now, so I'm gonna stop. And then I am going to do a copy canvas. So that is in add action. So this is the tool I'm using, the tiny tool symbol over there, the first one next to the gallery, and then do a copy canvas. Now I have made a copy of this. I'm going to open a new canvas, a 16 by 20. That's the normal size that I use, 16 by 20. And then I am going to the brushes section. In the brushes section, as you can see, I have a Madhubani section where I have all these different stamps created for especially Madhubani work. I'm going to create a new brush here and call it. So I'm going to create a new brush. I go to the shapes and shape source, import, paste there. So once you have pasted what you copied, double tap, and then that will invert the colors, and that's what you want, inverting the colors. And then you say done, and now your path has changed to this. So now you can see, if you can do some sort of modification, change the rotation, the scatter, so that you can see your shape better. So if you go to stroke path, increase the spacing, there you see all your flowers. And if you don't want it streamlined, you can, this is streamlined that you can play with. Jitter, if you want it scattered all over the place and not in one line, then you can just use jitter, increase jitter, then it'll be scattered all over the place. But if you don't want, you just keep the jitter as 0. I want the jitter as 0 because I want it more streamlined. So I'm going to increase streamline to 50%, jitter to 0. And then spacing, I can reduce the spacing so it's more closer, so that if you draw, see, it's more on a straight line. So that's what I'm going for. So I'm going to keep it as, I'm going to increase the spacing to 70%, jitter to 50, streamline to 50, and jitter off, because I don't want it scattered all over the place. I want it in a straight line. Then I'm going to the shapes, and again, shapes has scatter. If you want the individual one to not, look alike, then you can just rotate the individual flowers. Basically, that's what the scatter is for. And then count. So right now the count is 1. So if you are keeping the scatter as 0 and increasing the count, then you'll get it more brighter. So I like it more brighter, so that when it's on the clothes, it's nice and bright. So I increase the count to maybe 7 or 10. I keep it under 10 generally, so 7 or 8, and then I do the scatter, individual scatter, as 0, because otherwise, it's going to look blurry, and I don't want that. So scatter is 0. And you're pretty much done. You just another thing, it would be always better to rename your brush. So I'm going to, because everything is untitled, it's going to be confusing. I'm going to call it flower motif, and made by, you can add your name so that it's your brush, and then you can sign, and then save. Done. So now you have a flower motif brush right there. So let's try it out. If you go like this, I like to change the background color to a different one, so that we can play with colors and then see how the motifs look like. I'm going to do a green background and then say a red flower, right? So that's what I've selected. My brush, Madhubani, and I've selected the flower motifs that I just created. And then see, you can keep going, and you have all these flowers that you can use. If you want to change your color, go for a different color. Say you want a black flower, a black flower right now. You can even go individually, like stamp, 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 or you can go straight line. So that's what it is. I hope this was helpful. Please leave a comment if you need more help, or if you want me to go more slower on how to create the stamp. I'd be happy to do it. So this is pretty much what I used for the clothes that you can see in this artwork. So if you look at this artwork, these flowers are all using that stamp.